The camera glides gently over the serene village, the horizon kissed by the soft blush of dawn. Cherry blossoms cascade like whispers through the air, painting the scene with fleeting beauty. Aiko stands amidst this ethereal dance of petals, her eyes tracing the delicate sway of flowers against the newborn sky. Her grandmother, Yuki, sits on a wooden bench, her hands resting gently on her lap, eyes lost in the weave of memories and morning light. Grandmother, Aiko's voice is a gentle thread, stitched with curiosity. Yuki turns, her gaze deep, yet warm like the morning sun. These blossoms, she muses, a wistful note in her words, they remind me of fleeting moments, of the ephemeral nature of life. Aiko nods, understanding the weight that clings to each word, each petal. Like dreams we hold on to? Yes, Yuki replies, her voice a soft echo in the quiet. Dreams, and the stories we carry. Her eyes drift back to the blossoms, each one a tiny universe unfurling and fading. Do you have a story, one you'd like to share? Aiko asks, her voice tender with the innocence of hope. Yuki's smile is gentle, yet laced with shadows of the past. Perhaps one day, she answers, her fingers brushing a blossom that lands softly on her shoulder, as if drawn to the unspoken tales within her soul. Aiko watches, feeling a subtle shift in the air, a pause where the world holds its breath. The village around them begins to stir, life awakening, and yet, within this moment, a timeless space where the petals fall like secrets between them. Grandmother, do you ever wish things had been different? Aiko's question lingers, fragile. As the blossoms themselves, Yuki's gaze meets hers, a well of unspoken words. Regret is a thief of the present, she advises gently, her voice carrying the weight of years and wisdom. But memories, they are gifts we unwrap slowly. Aiko absorbs this, her heart a patchwork of understanding and curiosity. The wind sighs through the cherry trees, each leaf and flower a note in the symphony of dawn. We should return soon, Yuki suggests, her hands pressing gently against the bench as she rises. The day awaits. Aiko smiles, following her grandmother's lead, her feet brushing through the fallen petals. They move together through the garden, a dance of shadows and light, leaving the blossoms to twirl upon the breeze, a promise of stories yet to bloom. In the quiet solitude of the attic, dust motes swirled in the shafts of morning light, casting ethereal patterns across the wooden floor. Aiko, her breath shallow with anticipation, approached the old weathered chest in the corner. Her fingers brushed against its aged surface, feeling the echoes of time embedded in its grain. With a soft creak, the lid lifted, revealing a forgotten world within. These things belonged to grandmother, Aiko whispered, her voice barely more than a thought given form. Her hands delicately sifted through faded kimonos and yellowed photographs, each item a fragment of a life once lived. Beneath the layers, her fingertips paused on something different. An old, delicate letter, its paper fragile and thin as a cherry blossom petal. She drew it out, standing motionless, the attic's silence stretching around her. Carefully, she unfolded the letter, the ink faded but legible, a relic of whispers captured in time. As her eyes traced the lines, a sudden gust through the open window stirred the air. The unexpected breeze kissed her cheek, lifting the strands of her hair and sending a shiver across her skin. It feels like the past is breathing, she murmured, casting a wary glance towards the window, where the branches of the cherry tree outside swayed gently. The wind carried the scent of blossoms, mingling with the attic's aged dust, a moment suspended between worlds. Aiko's heart quickened, the letter's words weighing upon her, each character a step into a history she hadn't known. She read, her voice barely above a breath, the words forming a bridge to the woman her grandmother once was. "Will you share this journey with me, grandmother?" she asked softly, as if seeking permission from the past. The attic seemed to listen, the atmosphere thick with unspoken stories. The whispers of the wind calmed, and the sunlight poured gently across her shoulders, an embrace from those who had walked before her. Aiko closed her eyes, the letter clutched to her chest, feeling the connection deepen, binding her to a legacy she was only just beginning to understand. She tucked the letter back into its resting place, a promise to return, to unravel its mysteries. With a final glance around the attic, Aiko descended the stairs, carrying with her the weight of history and the thrill of discovery, knowing this encounter was only the beginning of a journey that would entwine her fate with the echoes of a past she was destined to unfold. Aiko sits by the river's edge, her fingers grazing the cool water, the letter a ghostly whisper against her palm. Sakura approaches, her footsteps a melody on the wind. "Sakura," Aiko calls softly, her voice a gentle ripple in the morning air. "I found something that speaks of the past." Sakura settles beside her, eyes bright with curiosity. "A secret from the attic?" Aiko nods, the paper trembling in her grasp. "It's like a window into another life. Do you think the past can change us?" Sakura chuckles, a sound like tinkling bells. She plucks a blossom from the grass, watching it drift on the river's surface. "The past is always with us, Aiko. It's the shadow in the sunlight." "But," Aiko insists, turning to her friend, "can it shape who we become? Can it guide us?" Sakura's gaze deepens, a knowing glimmer dancing in her eyes. "Perhaps it can show us paths we never dared to tread." Aiko looks at the blossom spinning away, her thoughts swirling with the possibilities. What if the path leads away from where we're meant to be? Sakura leans closer, her voice a gentle murmur. "We are meant to be where our hearts lead us." She pauses, watching the river carry the fragile flower downstream. "Sometimes we must choose between the river's flow and the stones that try to hold us back." Aiko lets her fingers trail through the water, her mind reaching for clarity. "And what if the current is too strong?" Sakura smiles, her laughter a warm breeze. "Then we learn to swim, Aiko. We learn to swim." The river sings its endless song, and Aiko feels the weight of the letter, the past, pressing softly against her heart. "I want to believe that," she whispers. "Belief is the first step," Sakura says, her hand resting lightly on Aiko's shoulder. "The rest is courage." Aiko breathes deeply, the air infused with the scent of blossoms, the spirit of her grandmother's unuttered dreams. It's just, sometimes courage feels like such a distant star. Sakura stands, her shadow a gentle dance in the morning light. Even distant stars guide us home. Aiko watches her friend, the river, the sky, all woven into the tapestry of what was and what might be, feeling the quiet stirrings of resolve as Sakura walks away, the future a quiet promise in the daylight. The festival hums with the low melody of flutes and the soft murmur of villagers, lanterns swaying in the gentle breeze. Aiko stands at the edge of the square, her heart a quiet drum echoing beneath the cherry blossom canopy. The air is rich with the scent of grilled fish and sweet rice cakes, each aroma a thread woven into the tapestry of the evening. She watches as the lanterns cast their warm glow, creating islands of light in an ocean of shadow. Kaito steps forward, emerging from the sea of faces, his presence like the quiet strength of the river. His eyes, deep pools of midnight, find hers across the bustling square. "The night feels alive," he says softly, his voice barely more than a whisper on the wind. "It does," Aiko replies, her gaze locked with his, as if searching for answers in the depths of his soul. They stand a heartbeat apart, the noise of the festival wrapping around them like a cocoon. Kaito takes a deliberate step forward, the weight of unsaid words dangling between them like a thread waiting to be pulled. "Will you dance with me?" he asks, his hand extended, trembling ever so slightly, a bridge across the chasm of time and distance. Aiko's breath catches, her heart a fluttering bird caught in the cage of her ribs. She begins, the words faltering like leaves drifting on the surface of a stream. Her gaze slips to the ground, where the shadows of the lanterns dance like spirits at play. Kato's fingers, poised in invitation, do not waver. His eyes hold. A question, but also an understanding, a patience carved from years of silent longing. "We've danced before," he murmurs, his voice a gentle echo of shared memories. Aiko lifts her gaze, meeting the unwavering resolve in his eyes. The world around them fades to a whisper, the festival a distant dream. Her hand, delicate and sure, reaches out, closing the space that separates them. "Yes," she says, her voice steady, a ripple over still waters. As their fingers entwine, the air is filled with the soft, lilting strains of a shamisen, a melody that wraps around them like an embrace. They move together, each step a song, each turn a promise. The world pivots around their shared center, the lanterns casting their glow like blessings from the stars. The dance becomes a language all its own, a conversation without words, a tapestry, woven from glances and touches. Amidst the rustle of the cherry blossoms and the laughter of forgotten ghosts, Aiko and Kaito find their rhythm, a harmony born of trust and time. In the sweetness of that moment, beneath the canopy of the night, Aiko feels the stirrings of something new and ancient, a love that transcends the boundaries of time and place. Under the moonlit cherry trees, the festival's vibrant chorus fades into the night, leaving only the soft rustle of petals swirling like whispered secrets. Lanterns sway gently in the breeze, casting a warm embrace over the intimate scene as Aiko and Kaito stand apart, their souls tethered by an invisible thread of time and longing. Kaito's voice cuts through the quiet, a tender murmur barely louder than the wind. "Aiko, do you remember the stories we would make up under these trees?" His gaze meets hers, a silent plea woven in the depths of his eyes, a reminder of childhood dreams and shared laughter. Aiko nods, the memories surfacing like distant echoes. "We imagined a world where wishes came true," she replies, her voice soft yet carrying the weight of unspoken dreams. The gentle tremor in her words mirrors the quiver of her heart. Her fingers brush against the rough bark of the tree, grounding her in the reality of the moment. Kaito steps closer, the space between them shrinking, a dance of hesitance and desire. "I've loved you since we were children," he confesses. The simplicity of his words carrying a lifetime of emotion. A breeze flutters through, scattering petals at their feet like a carpet of faded promises. Aiko looks away, her mind tracing the contours of a love she never dared to acknowledge. "And she begins, her voice faltering as she recalls her grandmother's stories, tales of love lost to duty, of hearts bound by tradition. I hear your words, but there are shadows. Shadows of a path I'm still finding." Kaito's hand reaches out, trembling with the weight of years unspoken. "Let us find it together," he implores, his voice a gentle refuge against the storm of her doubts. His hand hovers between them, a silent offering. She hesitates, her heart caught between the safety of the known and the allure of what could be. Her eyes, glistening with unshed tears, meet his once more, searching, questioning. "What if the path is not what we imagined?" she whispers, the vulnerability in her voice a fragile thing. With a steadiness that belies his own fears, Kaito answers, "Then let us make our own path, Aiko, a path lit by the courage of our hearts." His words hang in the air, a promise entwined with the night's embrace. The moon casts its silver light over them, a silent witness to their unfolding choice. Aiko's fingers, trembling with the courage of newfound resolve, slip into Kaito's, their hands entwining, a silent promise beneath the cherry trees. The wind stirs once more, carrying the scent of blossoms and the hope of dreams yet to be realized. Aiko stands in the temple's tranquil shadows, her heart a turbulent sea beneath the surface calm. The air is cool, fragrant with incense and the faint echo of ancient chants. She breathes in deeply, trying to anchor herself in the moment, yet her thoughts drift like petals on the wind. Haruto approaches with quiet steps, his presence a solid certainty against the murmurs of doubt that swirl around her. "Aiko," he begins, his voice a gentle but unwavering breeze. "Do you understand what lies ahead?" She turns to meet his gaze, her eyes searching his for understanding, for guidance amongst the shadows of uncertainty. "I do, uncle," she replies, her voice steady, though a tremor hides beneath its surface. "But what if the path I choose leads elsewhere?" Haruto's expression shifts, a flicker of something unreadable crossing his face before settling into a serene acceptance. "Family is our anchor," he reminds her, each word deliberate and weighted. "Remember your place in the tapestry of our legacy." The words cling to the air, wrapping around her like a vine that both supports and constrains. Aiko takes a moment, her mind sifting through the strands of tradition and the whispers of her heart. "I honor our legacy," she says quietly, her voice like the gentle flow of the river they both know so well. "But must I forsake my dreams for it?" Haruto steps closer, the fabric of his robe whispering against the temple stones. "Your dreams are part of you, just as the river is part of the land," he concedes, his tone softening like the twilight over the village. "Yet, even the river knows its bounds." Aiko nods, though her heart beats a rebellious drum against the constraints of the expected path. "Tell me, uncle," she asks, her eyes locking onto his with an intensity that surprises them both. "Did you never wish to wander beyond what was given?" Haruto's gaze falters, if only for a moment, a shadow crossing his features before he answers. "We all have our dreams," he admits, a hint of wistfulness weaving through his words. "But life is a dance of compromise." Silence settles between them, a soft blanket woven from shared understanding and unspoken yearning. Aiko looks toward the temple doors, where beyond the world awaits in a myriad of possibilities. "Perhaps," she whispers, more to herself than to Haruto, "it's time to write a new step in our dance." Haruto's eyes soften, a silent acknowledgement that carries the weight of respect. Aiko turns away, her heart echoing with resolve as the temple's shadows give way to the light beyond, each step a promise to the past and the future she chooses to embrace. The attic is a sanctuary of dust and memories. Aiko stands in its quiet embrace, her fingers trembling as they unfold the fragile letter. The paper whispers of age, the ink a ghostly echo of Yuki's hand. She sits on the wooden floor, the evening light filtering through the window, casting a gentle glow on her contemplation. As the words unfurl, Aiko's voice is a soft murmur. "Dearest, my heart yearns for you, yet duty binds me to another path." Her voice falters, caught between the lines of longing and resignation. She pauses, closing her eyes. A deep breath. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and forgotten dreams. She opens her eyes slowly, feeling Yuki's presence woven into the very fabric of the letter. "Aiko." The voice seems to resonate from the walls themselves, a melody of the past intertwining with the present. Aiko continues, her voice gaining strength. "In each petal that falls, I find a piece of us, yet I must let them drift on the winds of time." Her heart aches with understanding, the words a mirror to her own soul's struggle. "Grandmother, you sacrificed so much," she whispers, her fingers tracing the faded script, as if to absorb the wisdom of the woman who once held the pen. The attic holds its breath, the silence a reverent witness to her revelation. Aiko's tears fall freely, each one a tribute to the love and loss woven into her lineage. "Why did you choose duty over love?" she asks the quiet room, the question hanging like a fragile blossom in the air. There is no answer, only the gentle rustle of the wind through the open window. Yet, in the silence, Aiko feels a shift within her heart, a turning towards a new understanding. She looks around, her eyes finding solace in the attic's shadows. "I see now. Your choices were not in vain. They lead me here." Her voice is a vow, an acknowledgement of the path she must now walk. With a tender reverence, Aiko folds the letter once more, placing it back inside the wooden chest. The action is deliberate, a ritual of closure and respect. Aiko stands, the weight of the past now a gentle nudge at her back. She steps towards the window, where the cherry blossoms continue their timeless dance, each petal a testament to the enduring cycle of love and sacrifice. Aiko breathes deeply, letting the air fill her with the courage to embrace what lies ahead. The path to the ancient shrine is lined with memories, each step resonating with the whispers of those who once walked it. Aiko and Sakura walk together, their footsteps a gentle rhythm against the earth. "Do you feel it, Aiko?" Sakura asks, her voice a soft echo in the stillness. "The air here, it carries the weight of dreams." Aiko nods, her gaze tracing the twisted branches of the old trees, their blossoms a delicate canopy above. "It's as if the past breathes here," she replies, her voice laced with awe. "I can almost hear my grandmother, feel her spirit." Sakura smiles, her eyes alight with a quiet understanding. She stands with you now in this sacred place. Her spirit, her dreams, they're part of the wind. As they reach the shrine, Aiko pauses, her heart a tremor of anticipation. The shrine is ancient, its stones worn smooth by time and tears. She kneels, her fingers brushing the cool surface, a silent communion with those who came before. Her heart whispers a prayer, a thread of connection across time. This is where she found strength, Sakura continues, her voice a gentle guide. Where she chose duty and love, where she dreamt of what could be. Listen, Aiko. Listen to your heart. Aiko closes her eyes, the wind a tender caress across her skin. She feels Yuki's presence, a warmth blossoming within her chest. The fragrance of the blossoms mingles with the scent of earth and memory, hiachi, symphony of the past and present. "Grandmother," Aiko murmurs, her voice a fragile thread in the air. "I feel you. Your dreams. Your love." Sakura places a hand on Aiko's shoulder, a silent reassurance. "Your journey is your own, Aiko. But her love guides you. Her choices weave through your life. Honor them, but do not let them bind you." Aiko opens her eyes, a clarity settling upon her soul. The shrine stands silent, an eternal witness to the courage of those who dared to dream. She rises, a newfound strength coursing through her veins, her decision clear as the morning light. "I will listen," Aiko whispers, her heart swelling with resolve. "I will honor her, and myself." Sakura nods, her smile bright beneath the blossoming trees. "Then your path is true," she says softly, her words a blessing upon the gentle breeze. As they turn to leave, the wind stirs the blossoms, a dance of petals that swirl and fall like a blessing from the heavens. Aiko walks with Sakura, her steps light, her heart singing with the promise of newfound freedom. The moonlight filters through the cherry blossoms, casting gentle shadows across the tatami mat where Aiko sleeps. Her breathing slows, and the world of dreams enfolds her in a soft embrace. The blossoms above begin to sway with an unseen breeze. a breeze that carries her into a realm of memory and longing. There, beneath a canopy of vivid pink, Aiko finds herself standing beside a figure, her grandmother Yuki, youthful and serene, clad in a kimono that mirrors the hues of dawn. The air is filled with the sweet scent of blossoms, mingling with a sense of timelessness. Grandmother. Am I dreaming? Aiko's voice is a whisper, fragile yet filled with yearning. Yuki turns, her eyes like pools of gentle wisdom. Dreams have their truths, Aiko. They guide us when our hearts are clouded. Aiko looks down, the petals swirling around her feet. I feel lost between what I owe to my family and what my heart desires. Yuki smiles, her expression both warm and knowing. Love is not a path free of shadows, my dear. It is a journey taken step by step, even when the way is unclear. Aiko lifts her gaze, the moonlight painting her face with soft light. But how did you choose, grandmother? How did you know which path to walk? Yuki's eyes reflect a deep, unspoken sorrow. I chose duty over love once, a choice that etched its mark upon my heart. Yet, in this moment, I see you, Aiko, my reflection, and I wish for you to embrace love, even where I could not. The wind stirs, rustling the branches above. Aiko reaches out, her fingers brushing the folds of Yuki's kimono. Am I strong enough? She asks, her voice trembling like the petals in the breeze. Yuki places a gentle hand over Aiko's, her touch a tender comfort. Strength is knowing your heart and daring to follow it, despite the fears that bind you. The dream begins to fade, the cherry blossoms dissolving into the night. Thank you, grandmother, Aiko murmurs, her eyes closing as the scene melts into starlit darkness. As she awakens, the echo of Yuki's words lingers in her soul, like a melody woven into the fabric of dawn. The room is filled with the soft light of morning, and Aiko breathes deeply, her heart resonating with a newfound clarity. The gentle whisper of the blossoms urging her forward. Aiko stands before Haruto in the garden, the air heavy with the scent of cherry blossoms. She exhales slowly, grounding herself in the moment, as her gaze meets his. Haruto's eyes, usually stern, now reflect a quiet storm of emotions. I must follow my heart, Aiko begins, her voice steady, a calm river flowing between them, even if it leads away from tradition. Haruto remains silent, his expression a canvas of unreadable thoughts. The wind stirs softly, lifting the hem of Aiko's kimono, as if urging her forward. I've always admired your strength, father, she continues, a gentle warmth in her tone. But my path is different. His eyes soften imperceptibly, a flicker of understanding breaking through his stoic facade. Haruto turns slightly, his hands clasped behind his back, reminiscent of another time, another life he once knew. Tradition is the backbone of our family, Aiko, he murmurs, his voice a whisper against the rustle of leaves. Yet, I see the fire in your spirit. He pauses, as if weighing his words against the quiet of the garden. Your grandmother had that same fire. Aiko's heart swells with a bittersweet affection. Her voice is a tender echo, bridging the chasm between generations. I feel her with me, guiding me, she confesses, stepping closer, her presence a gentle balm to his old wounds. Haruto's shoulders relax, the tension melting away like snow under the spring sun. He turns to face her fully, his expression resigned but not defeated. Perhaps it's time for new traditions to be born, he concedes, a hint of pride mingling with his acceptance. The cherry blossoms above flutter down, a gentle rain of pink and white, wrapping them in a moment suspended outside of time. Aiko reaches out, her hand, hovering over his arm, not quite touching, yet the connection between them undeniable. Thank you, she whispers, her words a bridge over the quiet chasm of years. For understanding. Haruto nods, the gesture small yet monumental. Walk your path, Aiko, he replies, his voice firm yet tender. And know, my heart is with you. Aiko smiles, the relief a gentle tide washing over her. She bows deeply, a gesture of gratitude and love, as the blossoms continue their silent dance around them. With a final glance, Aiko turns, her steps sure and light, the garden behind her a sanctuary untouched by time. The future lies before her, open and endless, like the sky above, where dreams take flight on the wings of courage and hope. Aiko walks along the blossom-strewn path, the evening air cool against her skin, her steps purposeful. She pauses at the edge of the clearing where Kaito waits, the cherry trees sheltering them like silent guardians. Kaito turns, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of lanterns. Aiko, he begins, his voice a whisper carried by the breeze. She steps toward him, her heart beating in time with the gentle rustle of the leaves. This love, it's ours to carry, she says, her voice steady as her hand reaches for his. Kaito's fingers tremble as they entwine with hers, the weight of their shared history a palpable presence. I feared it was just a dream, he admits, his gaze fixed on their joined hands. Aiko smiles, a warmth spreading through her being. Dreams are where truths are born, she replies, feeling the truth of her words settle like a gentle rain. The river murmurs beside them, a witness to their unspoken promises. I wanted to tell you, but... Kaito hesitates, his eyes searching hers for reassurance. But the past held us captive. Aiko finishes, her voice a soft echo of understanding. She looks up, the moon casting a silver path on the water. Now, we write our own story. Kaito nods, a breath escaping him like a sigh of relief. Together, he confirms, his eyes alight with hope. Silence wraps around them, a companionable pause as they take in the world, their world, transformed by choice and courage. The petals drift down, a gentle reminder of the cycle of life, love, and renewal. Aiko's heart swells with a newfound freedom, the burden of the past lifted. I was afraid to follow my heart, she confesses, her gaze meeting his with unwavering strength. Fear is the shadow that follows us, Kaito says, drawing her closer, but it's love that guides our steps. Their quiet resolve fills the air, a melody of courage and promise entwined with the night. The river's lullaby is a soothing counterpoint to their entwined hearts, the future a canvas untarnished by regret. Aiko closes her eyes, feeling the warmth of Kaito's presence, the solidity of his promise. The cherry blossoms tangle in her hair, delicate yet enduring, a testament to the path they have chosen. When she speaks again, her words are a vow carried on the wind. Together, we'll embrace the dawn. Kaito smiles, his hand tightening around hers as they stand united beneath the moonlit cherry trees, the river echoing their pledge in its timeless song. Aiko kneels beneath the ancient cherry tree. The moon, casting a silver glow upon the soft petals that whisper secrets of old. In her hands, the letter rests, a bridge between past and present. She unfolds it slowly, the paper delicate and worn, like the memories it contains. Dear grandmother, Aiko begins, her voice a tender breeze in the still night air. I have discovered your story, and in it, I find my own. Her fingers trace the lines of her writing, each word a promise to honor the legacy of love and sacrifice. She pauses. The wind stirs, carrying the faint scent of blossoms. She closes her eyes, envisioning Yuki's gentle smile, the resilience that once fueled her dreams. With a deep breath, Aiko continues. Your courage gives me strength to choose a path that is mine alone. A single tear slips down her cheek, glistening in the moonlight before it falls to the earth, a silent tribute to the woman whose spirit lingers here. She folds the letter once more, placing it tenderly at the base of the tree, where the roots intertwine like the lives touched by her grandmother's quiet grace. Your story lives on in me. Aiko murmurs, the words imbued with reverence and resolve. She rises, brushing the petals from her knees, and steps back, her heart a blend of sorrow and serenity. Kaito emerges from the shadows, his presence a steadying force. He watches her with eyes that understand the weight of farewell, the power in her choice. "Are you ready?" he asks, his voice a gentle invitation to leave the past in its rightful place. Aiko nods, her gaze lingering on the tree, the blossoms a testament to the beauty of transience. "Yes, I'm ready." Her words are a soft exhale, a release of all that once held her tethered. Hand in hand, they turn away from the tree, their footsteps a quiet echo on the path back to the village. The blossoms continue to fall, a curtain drawn between the chapters of their lives. As they walk, Aiko glances at Kaito, a smile touching her lips. "This love, it's not just mine to hold," she says, her voice a melody woven with hope. Kaito squeezes her hand, his own smile a mirror of her joy. "Together," he replies, the word a vow as they step into the night, their hearts aligned with the rhythm of a future unburdened by the shadows of yesterday. The camera lingers on the letter nestled beneath the cherry tree, Yuki's spirit carried. On the wind, a guardian of dreams yet to unfold. Aiko and Kaito walk side by side, their fingers entwined like the roots of the ancient cherry trees that line their path. The village is slowly waking, the soft light of dawn casting a golden hue over rooftops and winding streets. A gentle breeze stirs, carrying whispers of the river and the scent of blossoms, as if nature itself sighs in contentment. "Do you feel it?" Kaito asks, his voice a tender murmur that lingers in the air. Aiko nods, her eyes reflecting the warmth of the rising sun. "Yes. It's as if everything is beginning anew," she replies, her words a soft echo of the morning's promise. Weinding walk past the villagers, who pause in their morning tasks to watch, their eyes filled with a quiet acceptance, a recognition of the courage it takes to forge one's own path. The elders nod in acknowledgement, their faces softened by the glow of understanding. "Your grandmother would have been proud," Kaito says, glancing at Aiko, his gaze steady and reassuring. Aiko smiles, a gentle curve that lights up her face like the first blush of dawn. "I feel her with us, guiding us forward," she says, her voice a melody of gratitude carried by the morning air. They pause at the village square, the heart of their small world, where the remnants of the festival hang like memories waiting to be embraced. The lanterns sway gently in the breeze, their soft light a lingering reminder of joy shared, of dreams whispered under the stars. Sakura approaches, her laughter a bright, bubbling stream that dances around them. "Look at you two, finding your way," she exclaims, her eyes sparkling with delight as she draws them into a playful embrace. Aiko laughs, the sound mingling with Sakura's, creating a harmony that resonates with the tranquility of the village. "And what about you, Sakura? Will you find your path?" Aiko teases, her gaze warm and inviting. Sakura shrugs, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "Maybe. But first, I have to make sure you don't get lost again," she replies with a wink, her tone light yet sincere. Together, they continue their walk, their steps weaving a tapestry of hope and renewal that bridges the past with the present. The cherry blossoms overhead bloom in exuberant hues, a vibrant promise of rebirth, their petals dancing like confetti in the gentle winds. As they reach the edge of the village where the earth meets the sky, Aiko pauses. She looks back at the path they have traveled, at the village nestled in the embrace of nature, and her heart swells with the quiet joy of belonging. "Thank you," she whispers, her voice carried by the wind, a silent prayer of gratitude to the spirits that have watched over them. Kaito stands beside her, their journey just beginning, wrapped in the soft glow of a world awakening to endless possibilities. Sakura skips lightly between Aiko and Kaito, her laughter like a bell chiming in, the morning light, each note ringing with the promise of new beginnings. "So, you finally found your path," Sakura teases, her eyes sparkling with mischief as she looks at Aiko. The village, still waking from its slumber, breathes softly around them, the scent of earth and blossoms in the air. Aiko smiles, a warmth spreading in her chest. "It was always there," she murmurs, her gaze meeting Kaito's, steady and true. The sun bathes the village in a golden glow, shadows retreating gently from the light, as if bowing to the new day. Kaito laughs, his voice a low rumble that settles like a comforting echo. "I guess we have Sakura to thank for her gentle nudges." He winks at Sakura, whose eyes widen in feigned innocence. Aiko's fingers find his, their touch familiar and thrilling all at once, a connection that feels etched into the fabric of their lives. Sakura spins around them, her hair catching in the breeze like a banner of joy. "I merely pointed out what was already in front of you." Her laughter rings out again, buoyant and free, a melody that dances on the wind. Aiko watches her friend, a soft chuckle escaping her lips, and for that, I am eternally grateful. She takes a deep breath, letting the scent of cherry blossoms fill her lungs, the past's weight lifting like morning mist. The villagers, moving slowly through their chores, pause to watch the trio with gentle acceptance, their murmurs like a river flowing over smooth stones. Aiko sees them, her heart swelling with gratitude for their silent support, for this land that cradles her dreams. Kaito squeezes her hand, drawing her attention back to his eyes, which hold galaxies of tenderness and hope. "We'll write our own story, Aiko," he whispers, the promise a soft caress against her skin. Sakura giggles, nudging Aiko's shoulder playfully. "And who knows, maybe our stories will become legends." She spreads her arms wide, as if to embrace the whole world, her spirit as boundless as the sky above them. Aiko laughs, her heart light. "Legends, maybe one day." The words spill like a gentle rain, nourishing the seeds of possibility within her soul. They walk on, the trio, their footsteps harmonizing with the village's heartbeat, each step a note in a symphony of life and love. The path, stretching before them, a ribbon of endless opportunities woven with threads of courage and dreams. The cherry blossoms, vibrant against the cerulean sky, sway gently in the breeze as if whispering secrets of rebirth and renewal. Aiko stands at the edge of the village, her fingers grazing the petals, feeling the pulse of life within them. Sakura approaches, her footsteps light and filled with an energy that mirrors the morning sun. "Aiko," she calls, her voice a soft lilt. "The blossoms are more beautiful this year, aren't they?" Aiko turns, her eyes reflecting the gentle glow of a heart unburdened. "Yes," she replies, a serene smile gracing her lips. "It feels like they are welcoming us. As if they know." Sakura laughs, a sound as crisp and clear as the river's song. "They do know," she teases, her gaze warm. "They've been waiting for this moment, just as we have." Aiko nods, her fingers drifting from the blossoms to intertwine with Sakura's. "I never truly understood what it meant to follow one's heart," she admits, her voice soft yet resolute. "But now, it feels like flying." Sakura squeezes Aiko's hand, her eyes shimmering with shared joy. "You found your path," she affirms, her words a melody that dances in the air, light and uplifting. The two of them walk together through the village, where life stirs with the quiet bustle of morning. The villagers pause in their tasks, watching, with smiles that speak of silent encouragement and newfound acceptance. "Kaito," Aiko murmurs, spotting him ahead, his figure framed by the blossoms. He turns, his eyes meeting hers with a gentle intensity that speaks of promises renewed. "Aiko," he greets, stepping forward, his presence steady and reassuring. The day is bright, as if the world celebrates with us. Aiko releases Sakura's hand, moving to stand beside Kaito. "It feels like a new beginning," she confides, her voice a whisper shared only between them. His fingers find hers, and together they form a bond that seems as enduring as the blossoms that surround them. "Every moment with you is a new beginning," Kaito replies, his words a vow that echoes in the soft rustle of the petals. Sakura joins them, her laughter a bright, unfurling melody. "Let's walk this path together," she suggests, her joy infectious. They move forward. The cherry blossoms shed their petals, creating a path of soft pink, a testament to the cycle of love and life. Aiko pauses, feeling the spirit of her grandmother in the wind, a gentle caress that fills her heart with peace. Together they walk onward, the blossoms a canopy of dreams realized, a ceaseless promise of renewal and hope. The river glistens in, the sunlight, its gentle murmur, a symphony of time flowing onward. Aiko and Kaito stand at its banks, their hands entwined in a silent vow, each heartbeat echoing the promise of new beginnings. "Aiko," Kaito whispers, a tremor of emotion in his voice, "do you think we can truly leave the past behind?" Aiko gazes at the water, her reflection dancing upon the ripples, a visage of strength and serenity. "The past will always be a part of us," she replies softly, her eyes lifting to meet his, "but it need not weigh us down." Her words trail, carried by the wind as blossoms fall like gentle snow upon the ground. Kaito nods, a small smile breaking the shadows of uncertainty. "Then we'll carry it together," he says, pressing her hand to his chest, where the rhythm of his heart speaks volumes. Aiko takes a deep breath, the air rich with the fragrance of cherry blossoms, a scent that whispers of renewal, of dreams once dreamt beneath the same sky. "Together," she repeats, the word a melody of hope in the silent landscape. They move closer to the river's edge, the cool water lapping at their feet, a reminder of life's ever-changing currents. "I used to come here with my grandmother," Aiko murmurs, the memory a gentle tug at her soul. "She believed in the river's power to cleanse and renew. Perhaps she was right." Kaito watches her, captivated by the light in her eyes, the courage in her voice. "And now you carry her spirit forward," he says, his tone a blend of admiration and love. Aiko smiles, the warmth of his words wrapping around her like a comforting embrace. "Yes," she breathes, her gaze shifting to the horizon where the sun paints the sky in hues of gold and amber. "Her dreams flow through me, through us, shaping a future we have yet to imagine." The river flows on, a timeless witness to their quiet exchange, the possibilities stretching out like a tapestry woven with threads of hope and resilience. "Let's walk this path together, Kaito," Aiko says, her voice steady and assured. "Always," he promises, the depth of his devotion shining in his eyes. They turn away from the river, stepping forward into the tapestry of their shared journey, each step a silent testament to the courage of love, to the freedom found in embracing the unknown. As they walk hand in hand, the river's song follows them, a harmonious blend of past, present, and the promise of a future yet to unfold. The night sky drapes the village in a soft, ethereal glow as Aiko and Kaito stand on the hill overlooking their small world. Aiko breathes deeply, the cool air filling her with peace as her eyes trace the constellations above. "Do you think," Kaito begins, his voice a gentle murmur, "that the stars hold stories like ours?" He stands beside her, his warmth a comforting presence against the night. Aiko smiles softly, her gaze fixed on the twinkling lights. "Perhaps they do," she answers, her voice a whisper carried by the night breeze. "Each one a story of love and loss and dreams reaching across time." Kaito turns to her, his hand brushing against hers, a silent question in the touch. "Are you happy, Aiko?" he asks, his eyes searching hers for the truth that lingers between them. She pauses, a serene smile gracing her lips as she looks back at him, her heart full. "Yes, Kaito," she replies, her voice steady and sure. "For the first time, I feel truly alive." Their fingers entwine, a gentle promise shared beneath the vast expanse of the universe. Aiko closes her eyes, feeling the presence of her grandmother in the whispering wind, a tender echo of love that transcends the barriers of time. "Thank you, grandmother," Aiko murmurs, her words a soft prayer to the stars. Her gratitude flows from her heart, a river of emotion that mingles with the night air, carrying with it the essence of her journey. Kaito watches her, the moonlight, casting a gentle halo around her silhouette. "She would be proud of you," he says softly, his voice laced with admiration and affection. "You've honored her legacy and found your own path." Aiko nods, her soul at peace as the weight of the past lifts, leaving only the gentle promise of tomorrow. "I hope so," she whispers, her eyes glistening with unshed tears, the night sky catching their reflection like fallen stars. They stand together, silent witnesses to the world around them, where the cherry blossoms sway gently in the moonlit breeze, a testament to the enduring cycle of love and life. In the stillness, Aiko feels the blending of past and present, the whispers of her ancestors guiding her steps as the stars above continue to watch over them, eternal guardians of dreams and destiny. Kaito steps closer, his presence a comforting anchor as they gaze at the cosmos, their hearts synchronized with the rhythm of the universe, a dance of love and hope beneath the vast canopy of the sky. The camera pans upwards, capturing the village embraced by moonlight, a silent witness to stories yet to be told, where love dances eternally between duty and desire. Aiko stands at the crest of the hill, her eyes tracing the paths below, each lane a thread of memory, woven into the tapestry of her life. Beside her, Kaito's presence is a warm anchor, his hand lightly touching her arm. "Aiko," he murmurs, his voice a gentle caress against the night air. "Do you think we'll find happiness here?" She turns to him, her gaze soft and unwavering. "I believe we will," she replies, the certainty in her words a beacon against the shadows. "The village, the river, they hold our past, but also our future." Kaito nods, a smile playing at the corners of his lips. "And the cherry blossoms? They'll bloom again, won't they?" "They will," Aiko assures him, her eyes reflecting the silver glow of the moon. "Just as they always have. Just as love will find its way, even through the winters of our hearts." A gust of wind rustles the leaves, carrying with it the scent of earth and dreams. Kaito tilts his head back, letting the breeze brush against his face. "It feels like a beginning," he says, his tone light with the promise of dawn. Aiko chuckles softly, a sound like a bell in the quiet night. "It is a beginning born from endings." He looks at her, the depth of her understanding mirrored in the depth of his affection. "Do you ever wonder how many stories this village has seen?" he asks, gesturing to the lights twinkling below. "More than we can imagine," Aiko replies, a hint of awe in her voice. "And yet each one is unique, like a blossom on a tree, delicate and fleeting." The camera follows the curve of her hand as she reaches out, fingertips brushing the air as if tracing invisible lines drawn by the moon's gentle hand. "I think they watch us," she muses. "The stars, the ancestors, They watch and guide. Kaido's hand finds hers, their fingers interlacing, a silent pledge beneath the celestial audience. Then let us live a life worthy of their gaze, he whispers, his breath mingling with the night's cool embrace. Together they watch as the village lies cradled in the valley, a landscape alive with history and hope. The camera pans upward once more, capturing the luminous arc of the sky where the moon and stars bear witness to Aiko and Kaido's vow, a love story unfolding beneath the ever-watchful eyes of the universe.